Hey 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today we have a fresh San Francisco 49ers news and rumors video. The trade deadline is still fast approaching, and could the 49ers still be looking to make some moves? Let's go ahead and jump right into our first trade rumor here, starting with Nick Mullens. Yes, remember during the preseason we talked about how they're not going to keep three quarterbacks, right? They're going to trade Beathard or Mullens. And then they kept three quarterbacks, including Beathard and Mullens. Well, as we approach the NFL trade deadline, could Nick Mullens now be back on the trading block? It would appear that there are multiple teams that are interested and who have picked up the phone and called the 49ers about Mullens. Now, this is not the Niners calling other teams trying to get rid of Nick Mullens. It is them listening to what the offers are and deciding if they want to make a move or not. That would mean that CJ Beathard would become the backup quarterback, because he's the only other real quarterback on this roster, if they wanted to trade Nick Mullens. Now, we all know what Nick Mullens did last year. He's probably one of the better backups in the NFL right now, but I think the Niners are holding out for a genuinely good offer if they actually are going to move Nick Mullens. Again, I don't think it's the scenario where they're trying to move him. I think they're very comfortable with where they're at. Doesn't cost a lot of money. If teams are going to offer a sixth or a fifth, it's probably not enough. Some team would probably have to offer a third or a fourth to get the 49ers to budge here. But just know we're starting off tonight with teams picking up the phone and making some calls to the San Francisco 49ers. And we'll see what happens here as the trade deadline approaches on October 29th. What do you guys think? What would it take for you guys to give up Nick Mullens? Like, if you were making the decision, would it take a second, a third, a fifth, a player? What would it take for you guys to get rid of Nick Mullens? Or maybe you like CJ Beathard more, which I know not a lot of you guys do. But just curious, go down below, comment, what would it take for you guys to move Nick Mullens and then therefore promote CJ Beathard to the backup quarterback spot. All right. Next bit of news here, it looks like Akello Witherspoon, talked about him earlier on in the week. The star cornerback could have returned this week against the Carolina Panthers, but he has had a minor setback, according to head coach Kyle Shanahan, and it looks like it's not going to be Sunday where he makes his return. Could be the following Sunday when we see Witherspoon back on the field. Shanahan spoke to the media just the other day saying, quote, "I was hoping for it," talking about hoping for him to come and play on Sunday. He's had a little bit of a setback last week. Not big, but I think it'll be pushing it this week. There's still an outside chance, but not as much as I felt last week. So I want to update you guys there on Witherspoon. But of course, Emmanuel Mosley's been holding it down just fine, so no real concern here, no worry. I'm all for taking your sweet time. Come back whenever you're ready, that way you don't re-injure it. But I will say this, going forward, he is a better cornerback than Mosley. We want to get him in there as quickly as I guess he can possibly go in again when he's fully healthy. So, setback for Witherspoon. Don't expect him to be on the field Sunday against the Carolina Panthers. Guys, we just hit 5,000 subscribers on our 49ers Chat Sports YouTube channel. This is a huge milestone in very, very short amount of time. I cannot thank you guys enough. Everyone who has subscribed, give yourself a little round of applause. Again, seriously, we really, really appreciate you guys here at Chat Sports. Let's keep growing the channel, though. Go ahead, if you're new to the Chat Sports 49ers page, subscribe to our channel right now. You can always go up to the link up top, search Chat Sports 49ers, or youtube.com/49ers TV. All the different ways to subscribe. But again, we got to 5,000. Let's go ahead and hit 10,000 here in the next couple of weeks. Hit the red subscribe button, and again, thank you guys very much. Okay, gotta bear with me for this next one, because I almost didn't want to bring this, I guess, bit of news and rumors to your attention because it was so ridiculous. But then I read that NBC Sports picked this up, so I was like, all right, I'll present it to the followers here at Chat Sports, and we'll see what you guys think in the comments. So let's just start with this. Can Tom Brady potentially be the quarterback of the future for the San Francisco 49ers? I know, don't click away, just hear me out. NBC Sports identified the 49ers as a possible landing spot for Tom Brady if he does in fact leave the New England Patriots after this season. There are a lot of people apparently who think that Tom Brady will go one more year, which is this final year in New England, and then do the twilight final 2 or 3 years of his career somewhere else. And NBC Sports said, hey, he loves San Francisco. Apparently, Tom Brady was at the infamous catch game as a little kid, grew up a 49ers fan, and so they've put him into this list of possible landing spots for Tom Brady, being one of the top ones was the San Francisco 49ers. Something that interesting that came out of this report from NBC Sports is that whenever Kyle Shanahan originally made the calls to New England, which we thought were a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, he actually asked for Tom Brady first. So when he called to try and trade for a quarterback, he first asked about Brady. Of course, the Patriots said no, and then he decided to go with Jimmy Garoppolo, and it's worked out really ever since. Again, is there any meat to this? Is there any truth to this? Probably not. I think Tom Brady's going to easily spend the rest of his career with the New England Patriots and retire a Patriot and then ride up into the sunset and do whatever Tom Brady wants to do. But would it be interesting if he did become a free agent and you had a scenario kind of like with Peyton Manning after he left the Colts? Would you be interested as a Niner fan? For me, I would take a look, but I think Jimmy Garoppolo has done plenty to get us to 6-0. He has an incredible win-loss record right now as a 49er. He's the quarterback of the future. You could kind of get out of his contract and kind of part ways with him if you wanted to, but this overall was just such a bizarre rumor that was backed up by a credited quality source on NBC Sports, and I figure I'd just share it with you guys. What do you guys think of this story? What do we even do with this story? Is this just, hot take rubbish, or is this actually something that you'd go, wow, if I could get Tom Brady on this team, I'd probably want to go ahead and grab him. I don't know. It'd just be weird to see Tom Brady in any other jersey besides a New England Patriots jersey. But, Peyton did win a Super Bowl with the Broncos, so you never know. It's all about winning here in San Francisco. But again, this was such a weird story. You know what's not weird? Winning money by betting on the San Francisco 49ers. I do it every single week, and if you haven't done it yet, I don't know what you're doing. Chatsports.com/bet. Use our friends BetDSI, and you can literally bet on the Niners every single week and make money because the Niners keep winning. And if you use our promo code, which I have specially for you because you're a 49er fan here on the channel, use the promo code 49ers at chatsports.com/bet. Get a 120% deposit bonus. You want to do some quick math here? Put $100 down, it turns into $220. Put $10 down, you just want to try it out. It turns into, $12? So there is some money to be made with the sports betting right now, especially if you're a 49er fan. So I encourage you guys, again, chatsports.com/bet using the promo code 49ers. Okay, a couple quick other injury updates here before we wrap up the show. Looks like Joe Staley is set to return sooner rather than later because Kyle Shanahan spoke to the media and is very optimistic about the star left tackle status for the next couple of weeks. So, of course, broke his fibula back in week 2 and hasn't really been on the field since, but actually started practicing this week and has a small chance to play on Sunday, which is really crazy. They didn't think he'd be back this fast, but Kyle Shanahan said just the other day, quote, I do think there's an outside chance to play. But hopefully we can get him out on the practice field a little bit this week to where if he feels good and everything, then he can go. And this was, of course, earlier on in the week, but it's been confirmed that Staley was out in a small role at San Francisco 49ers practice just a couple of days ago. So, a small chance to play on Sunday against the Panthers, but I would argue probably not going to happen. But that means, 2-3 weeks from now, you could be getting your star left tackle back to a place where Justin Skule has filled in admirably. We've talked about it a lot here on the 49ers Report. He has done a good job at the left side of this offensive line, but when you get to the postseason, later on, these bigger games, so the Niners schedule gets tougher, you definitely want to have your star left tackle back in there. So good news on Joe Staley. He could be back sooner rather than later. Regardless of Joe Staley being in there, how many points do you guys have the Niners putting up on Sunday? What do you think? Against the Panthers defense is pretty good. Probably the best defense the Niners have faced so far. How many points? Let me know what you guys think down below. And then finally, I'll wrap it up with this, because this is kind of some bad news for all you Jalen Hurd fans out there, of which I am, because I graduated from Baylor, and Jalen Hurd graduated from Baylor. You all know I'm a big fan of the former Baylor wide receiver, but apparently Jalen Hurd has had another setback. So, of course, he had that back injury, hasn't seen a single snap on the regular season field, I guess you could say. Has not played during the regular season, played very limitedly, or a very limited amount, I should say, in the preseason. But according to head coach Kyle Shanahan, it looks like he has had another setback. Now, the Niners can bring back 2 players from injured reserve onto the active roster for the remainder of the season. You got some options there. Trent Taylor's another one of them, but people were hoping it would be Jalen Hurd. But here's what Shanahan said just the other day. Quote, not as much optimism as there was earlier. They both, talking about Hurd and Trent Taylor, had chances to come back earlier. Both of them have had setbacks, which had to start a couple of things over. We haven't ruled them out, but I'm still hoping for it. But it's not something we can for sure count on. This tells me that we're going from just a matter of time from Jalen Hurd coming back to might not even play this year, and it also explains why the Niners were able to spend a couple of mid-round draft picks to go ahead and land Emmanuel Sanders at just a couple days ago from the Denver Broncos, because they probably knew that, hey, the Hurd injury is kind of flaring up again. That back injury is not that great. We might not see him on the field, so let's go ahead and bolster the wide receiver position while we can. Now, again, didn't rule him out, just like you didn't rule out Witherspoon from playing this week or Staley from playing this week, but it's looking like, at least in Jalen Hurd's case, that it could be a couple more weeks before we even get to consider about seeing him on the field here in a 49er uniform for really, again, the first time, because he played in the preseason, but the numbers, it's like, 3-4 catches, didn't do much, and then, of course, the injury, and then he's been out. So we want to see him. We all are clamoring to see Jalen Hurd because he has the size, he has the speed, he has the ability to turn into a really good wide receiver with work, but he has not gotten any work because he has been injured. So we'll see what happens, but right now, the injury news is good for Staley, kind of iffy on Witherspoon, and then not so good on Jalen Hurd. How important is Jalen Hurd to this offense? Are you guys like, the offense can be so much better with Jalen Hurd, or are you kind of like me where it's, he's going to be good, but maybe not this year because he is a rookie? How big of a deal is this injury setback? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, there we go. All the time we have for today on our 49ers news and rumors video. Mailbag video coming tomorrow. I've been combing through all the comments, so we got a great video planned. If you've not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe. That way you're notified. You're the first one to come on and take a look at this week's or today's or whatever video it is here on the Chat Sports 49ers page. Again, for Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.